Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Forex uh, Alert update for the 27th of March 2019. I hope everyone is doing fine and is lovely this day. Forex market still remains in a triangular consolidation pattern. What we see here is a US dollar that is strengthening, and we're seeing a lot of back and forth in the market right now. Uh, for our members out there, we issued a trade in the US dollar Canadian pair, and we are about to break even in that pair now, and we also have a sizable profit in the Euro USD. So let's take a look at what's happening. Now, firstly, I like to look at what's happening in the US dollar index. We're still in this triangular consolidation pattern on the US dollar index. And as you can see, the market has been in this consolidation pattern for a number of months now. Essentially, we started this in September. We are now in March, and the market is still in this consolidation pattern. It's in a holding pattern, but that is still giving us some good opportunities in the market, some good swing trade opportunities that if you are nimble and you're in and out of the market, you are able to get some profits. Okay, so the US dollar index is in this consolidation pattern. Normally, these markets will break to the upside because it entered to the upside. So until we see a clean break above this 98 level on the US dollar index, uh, if we see a break above that, we could see an accelerated move in the dollar. Yesterday, I mentioned that a lot of the currency pairs are were diverging from what's happening in the US dollar index, and today we kind of seen the currency pairs come back in tandem. First, let's take a look at the euro. Euro probed down into the 120, 112, 41 region. Market hit the S1 support level and has bounced up back to 112.61. We For our members, we are in this position trade at around 114 or so, and we are at 112.61, so that's 140 pips to the upside on this. Continue to hold this trade in this market, because we could see further downside in Euro USD and further profits in the Euro USD. For those of you who are listening and have not joined, I urge you to go to insiderwealthcircle.com. You can follow these trades live. You get alerts, uh, and you can enter. You get entry points and when to exit these trades. So you can just follow along these trades. Okay, looking at the Canadian dollar, which we are currently in a trade here with the Canadian dollar, as was alerted to our members. I For the members, I had issued an alert to put your stops at break even. So essentially, this is a free trade right now. So whatever happens in this, it doesn't really matter. We are at a free trade, so we have zero risk in that. And now the market is moving slightly to the upside, so maybe we will get some further gains on this market. So we're sitting pretty with this USD Canadian dollar trade. It's very good when you have no risk in a trade, because we have trades that are home right now, the in the euro and the Canadian dollar, and the euro has 140 pip profit, and the Canadian dollar at this point in time is a free trade. So everything is doing fairly well. And I always say to folks, not that you won't have losses, you just have to manage the losses and ensure that your gains are bigger than your losses. And if you do that over time, you will be profitable in these markets, because the Forex market is a market that can be traded profitably. You just have to know what you're doing. And if you don't know what you are doing as yet, or haven't gotten up to speed as yet, it's good to follow a signal service. And I do try and provide the best value for you folks. Okay, looking at the Canadian dollar, the market hit the daily second resistance and found resistance at that level. Looking out onto the 4-hour charts, we have significant resistance at 134.50. We look at this, if we draw a trend line, 134.50. These are the resistance levels in the markets. So what we're looking for is to see if this market can break above the 134.50, and if that happens, we could be on our way to 135, 135.58, and even 136.50 in the longer, taking a longer view of the market. Looking at the daily chart of the Canadian dollar, this is how it looks. We see that the daily chart, the market is in an uptrend. The market trended to the upside. We had a retracement, and the market is on our way to the upside. I personally like to trade with the prevailing trend. I rarely do counter trend trades. Stick with the prevailing trend, especially what's happening. If you are doing counter trend, you have to be nimble and you have to know what you are really doing. So just bear that in mind. Okay, taking a look at the Australian dollar market, as I said, it's back in tandem to what the US dollar index is doing, and we are seeing weakness in the Australian dollar. And as you can see, this market is in a broader downtrend, but still choppy action, and we have support at the 70-cent level, support level there, and triangular consolidation. So it's good to look at these consolidation patterns. The bias is clearly to the downside, as you can see with the US dollar index. This is an inverted chart. So when the Australian dollar is losing ground, this market moves to the downside. For those of you who are new to the Forex market, so if we see a close below the 70-cent level, we could see further losses in the Australian dollar and the gains in the US dollar. Looking at the British pound, market is diverging from what's happening in US dollar index, and the British pound is gaining ground. And when I see that divergent in some currency pairs, I tend to stay away from it, because the pair is moving unpredictably. I like to use clear setup, so I don't have any position here in the British pound. I'm not saying you can't make money from what's happening in British pound, but just my trading system, we like to stay in tandem to what the dollar index is doing. Okay, that is essentially the update for today. For the members of the program, we will have a live trading room tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern. That's tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, and you will receive a link to the live trading room in your email. For those of you who haven't subscribed to the service yet, we are building a good community of traders and a community of winning trades. So you can go to insiderwealthcircle.com. That's insiderwealthcircle.com, and sign up for a free trial to our signals. Okay, thank you very much for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful day.